Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about digital currencies and moving into gradually the zero scarcity or infinite supply economy that these secret technologies, once they're brought out, they're going to introduce. Wall Street Journal, September 19th, 2017, quote, "Gold has a value only because almost everyone agrees that it has value," unquote. Here's another idea. The Fed is a group of banks running a quasi-national counterfeiting operation with government protection under a flimsy, vaporous air of legitimacy. So we're going to either opt for free will or against it, ultimately, and I hope we opt for free will. Our minds currently are captured in a self-devouring cycle of disenfranchisement called money. It is an Ouroboros, and that's an ancient symbol of a snake going around in a circle devouring its own tail. Money is basically junk information, and just as advertising is junk information. Now they're touting it as the attention economy, but these are mere pollutants in the realm of consciousness. They are the gamification of our existence. So currently we have the gamification of our healthcare, all right? Powerful groups are trying to profit off of all that technology, and our health is not really a central issue. We have the gamification of energy. So in other words, even though we have free energy technology, these powerful groups want to make money off the deal, so they want us to burn coal and oil. And we have the gamification of education. You notice it's all centralized in this university apparatus. And in secret programs, we already have knowledge transfer technology. There is no further need for this centralized educational apparatus. Okay, knowledge, it should be decentralized just the way everything else should be. So two instances of where money and gamification have ruined things. One is journalism. It's undermined, it's bought by money. So the New York Times, for instance, and the corporate television news outlets, they're just essentially, they have become arms of the intelligence community and ultimately the secret power structure. And government itself is undermined. All the congressmen are totally bought and sold by powerful, moneyed groups, and they don't represent any interests but those of corporations. Those are really the only real people in our system. The rest of us are just dross. The destructive competitive interest group structure must be set aside ultimately because it leads to gamification and ultimately weaponization. So I'm looking way ahead. This is very abstract. This kind of talk is simply dismissed. It's largely dismissed. Now, people in the decentralized infinite supply economy model that I'm proposing, we eventually will offer the generals in the Praetorian Guard more wealth than the brothers Rockefeller ever could have offered them. Okay? The Praetorian Guard under the infinite supply model, they will live like emperors. They'll be much richer if they just allow the technology to be utilized by everyone. The corporate masters themselves, the generals, the CEOs, the ultra rich will be much richer. So that's why, logically, I don't understand what all this technology hoarding is for. You're limiting your own wealth. With infinite supply, there's nothing to fight over. There's no finite pie to divvy up. Just as the internet is a partial anarchy because of its decentralized distributed network structure, so also the blockchain economy is a partial anarchy. It's a positive first step toward total decentralization with zero scarcity on the ultimate horizon. There will ultimately be no reason, compulsion, or necessity to struggle for your piece of the pie. The pie is infinite. Any divisive competition between interest groups will no longer be necessary. And so currently, our pursuit of money is a waste of time. The longer we put off adopting these secret technologies, the longer the pollution and the gamification and the militarization are going to continue.